California, Mr. Sherman's recognized for 5 minutes.
The ranking member made it, I think, demonstrated how the Trump coin was pumped up to $75 and now dumped down to $17, and chiefly was owned by 40 wallets, could be only one family, could be the Trump family. It's called the Trump coin. But I want to focus on Dogecoin. On November 5th, everybody knew that election was going to be good for crypto. And Bitcoin went up 22%. One coin, Dogecoin, went up in 1 week 6 times as fast as Bitcoin. And then, after 1 week, they named a big-time department after the coin. And the coin still uses the dog as its emblem. So somebody knew for a week that as long as Trump had been elected, there would be this new entity called DOGE, and that would popularize the coin, drive its price up. Now, I don't know who would have known that this new commission would be called DOGE. I don't know whether Mr. Musk or Mr. Trump knew, but they did give it the name exactly 1 week after the election. Mr. Massad, assuming that Dogecoin isn't a security, is it subject to insider trading laws?
No, it is not.
So by arguing that it's not a security, you can engage in knowing a week in advance that it's going to be popularized through a government action, creating a well-known and very popular commission, trade on that, make a lot of money, and they say that Musk isn't smart. I'll point out that Trump used to, has just recently threatened the BRICS countries if they dare try to compete with the U.S. dollar while favoring the crypto bros who have announced that the purpose is competing with the U.S. dollar, all while trying to pass laws preventing a central bank digital currency because that will allow the dollar to compete with crypto. But I want to focus a little bit on stablecoin. Most stablecoins are tied to the U.S. dollar. So say we're thinking about one of those. Now, so the question is, how's a stablecoin different from a money market mutual fund? Now, it's cooler because it's called a coin. And being a cool thing, it can dream of a functionality it doesn't have, just as my Ford Fusion is dreaming of self-driving. But in terms of current functionality and putting aside just how cool it is to tell people you don't have a money market fund, you got a Bitcoin, you've got a stable coin, what does a stable coin tied to the U.S. dollar offer the investor that old-fashioned boring mutual funds, the money market funds don't offer?
Well, thank you for the question, Congressman. I think the way I think about stablecoins is they should not be an investment vehicle. They should not pay interest. And
not even the little bit of interest I get on my money market
not to start out with. I think we're better off,
so it's worse than a money market fund. My money market fund is absolutely stable, strongly regulated, and pays little interest. And you're talking about a stable coin that may or may not be stable and would pay no interest at all. So what's the advantage that it has, assuming I'm not trying to avoid the anti-money laundering statutes, assuming I'm not a tax evader, I'm not hiding money from my spouse? What advantage does it have?
I think it's the potential that the technology does provide certain cost savings in terms of how these can be moved.
But why invest in it now? That's like
But
buying
again,
a Fusion
I don't view it as an investment, Congressman. I don't want it to be an investment. So why would
anybody buy a stable coin, which today is a worse payment system for any honest person, on the theory that someday in the future it may have a greater functionality than it has today?
Well,
why would anybody own a stable coin now, assuming they're not a drug dealer, a terrorist, or a tax evader?
Congressman, I think the question is, if we create a framework that addresses the risks, will stablecoins become a means of payment generally used? That question isn't clear yet.
The money market mutual fund already is.
Well, no, that's an investment in my mind. It's not.
Well,
I don't use that to pay for my coffee.
I'm sure I could find a money market fund that pays zero interest if I
No.
hated the concept of the world investment.
But I'm not. But there's a transfer agent. There's lots of reasons why I don't use a money market fund to go buy a pair of jeans or pay for dinner. A stablecoin.
You certainly
could be
can't
used
use
for
a
those.
stablecoin to do that. I'd assert that we're creating a stablecoin to facilitate those who are trying to hide assets, and I'll yield back.
Does the gentleman yield back? Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Florida.